Bavaria, 1922. 6 bodies, 1 farm, and no answers. The Gruber family lived in a place few dared to visit. Hinterkaifeck, a lonely patch of land miles from the nearest village. Surrounded by dense forests and open fields, the farm stood like a sentinel of something ancient. Something wrong. The ground was frozen solid when their bodies were found. But the story began long before that day. It began with footprints. Andreas Gruber, the patriarch, 63, a man known for his temper and his silence, he ruled his family like he ruled the farm, with fists and fear. His wife, Chilia, 72, frail but hard as winter soil, she prayed for forgiveness. Their daughter, Victoria, carried secrets in her skin, 35, widowed, beautiful. She sang in the village choir with a voice so clear it made men forget their place, but at home her voice meant nothing. Victoria's daughter, little Chilia, was 7, bright, sharp. She had her mother's beauty and her grandfather's eyes. She listened at doors. Joseph, Victoria's son, was 2. His father was a mystery no one dared solve. And then there was Maria Baumgartner, 44, the new maid. She arrived on March 31st. Her first day would be her last. Maria says,
"It's so quiet here."
The last maid had left in fear, saying the house was haunted. Maria didn't believe in ghosts. Not yet. Days before the murders, Andreas found something strange. Andreas says,
Footprints from the forest to the house, none leading back.
No one in the family knew who or what had come to their door. They only knew it had stayed. At night, they heard footsteps above their heads. Muffled, deliberate. Andreas searched the attic and found nothing but dust and silence. Still, the footsteps came again. Cecilia is scared.
There's someone here.
But Andreas said nothing. Admitting fear meant admitting weakness. And in this house, weakness was worse than death. March 31st, 1922. Darkness swallows Hinterkaifeck. The killer was already inside. One by one, they were lured to the barn. No screams, no struggle, just the sickening weight of dread pulling each of them into the dark. Victoria's soft voice comes from the barn.
Dad.
Victoria stepped into the cold. The barn door stood ajar. Inside, nothing but shadows. She fell without a sound. And then came Chilia Jr., small feet crunching dirt, her breath visible in the cold. Then Andreas, then Chilia, all were pulled from the house by some unseen force. Each met the mattock, each fell into the dirt. Blood pooled between the hay and the soil. The barn became a tomb. Only Maria and little Joseph remained inside. Maria sat in her room, unpacking the few belongings she had brought. She lit a candle. Shadows flickered on the walls.
Hello?
She rose, Heart pounding, candle trembling in her hand, cold air kissed her face. Joseph never cried. For 3 days, the killer stayed. He slept in their beds, ate their food, fed their animals. Neighbors saw smoke curling from the chimney. No one came to check, not until it was too late. When they found the bodies, little Chilia's fists were full of her own hair. She had lived for hours alone in the dark beside her family's corpses. No footprints leaving the farm. No signs of robbery. Only silence. Police searched for answers, but Hinterkaifeck kept its secrets. Theories grew like weeds. Was it Victoria's dead husband back from the grave? Was it a neighbor seeking revenge for some unknown slight? Was it Andreas himself, driven mad by secrets no one would speak aloud? Or was it someone else, someone who had been there all along, hiding in the attic, watching them sleep? Even the investigators felt it, the weight of something wrong in the walls. They sealed the farm. They tore it down. But the ghosts never left. Imagine the mind that could kill 6 people and live among their bodies, feeding their animals, sleeping in their beds. Imagine the silence, not of death, but of waiting. Who were they waiting for? Why didn't they leave? And when they finally walked away, if they ever did, what did they take with them? The truth lies somewhere beneath the dirt and blood of Hinterkaifeck. But the dead don't speak. And the living, they no longer want to remember.